Hey guys, today I'm going to be recording some gameplay from my buddy Rebo. He is not ranked yet. We were playing competitive on Hanamura here. We were playing support together, support duo of Anna and Baptiste. Doing another Baptiste game review. Really enjoy watching Baptiste. I think he's a super cool character. I think Rebo's really solid. Probably going to be placed somewhere around low gold, high silver from his play. And I think it'll be an interesting watch.
Their life insurance
I
policies.
think first we'll turn down our volume so people can actually hear me talking. Okay, let's speed it up and get to the point. Start from here, I guess. Okay, so let's look at team comp first. So you've got an Anna with grenades and immortality field with the Baptiste. Got Zarya, Ryan combo with a McCree and a Junkrat. Feels pretty typical. So you've got a hit scan and spam damage for the shields. Looks like going up against a Roadhog Orisa, Hanzo, Junkrat, Anna, and a Brig. So not a ton to say. This looks like very typical. Immortality field will be really useful against a Junkrat probably. And maybe the Hanzo ult. I feel like the Hanzo ult would just destroy it. I don't know if you and still kill you. It just depends on your positioning, I guess. Immortality field could be really good with that. But otherwise, you've got Whole Hog and Bongo. That's just going to amp their damage, and neither of the support ults are really nothing you can do about that with the Immortality field. But we'll see how you play it. I know it's one of your favorite abilities. So you're up here on the front. Your Ryan is in a stupid place, in my opinion. He's not up here protecting the team. So you're getting do a little healing. Now they're all jumping on them as they should. So let's talk about your positioning right now. I mean, it's fine. But they have a Hanzo. That's something you should be worried about. He did just die from the McCree, got flashed. You could be playing up here and spamming your team with the nades. Here is fine. You could also be over on this side, spamming from this corner. You're just not using any natural cover at all. Also over here would work, right? So just trying to play angles and be in a spot where people can't mess with you. There's not really much going on, so I mean you're just over healing a little bit, but that's okay. McCree dies, which is unlucky. He's in a bad position. So they push in. This looks like your shield's on cooldown, so there's not much you can do besides just right click. I like that you took the top spot. That's really good. Junkrat gotcha. Yeah, I mean, this team especially has two people that can just climb up here. They don't have a D.Va who can fly up, but D.Va's not gonna like kill you right away. But a Junkrat and Hanzo are gonna do that. They're gonna be trying to come to this area right here. So that is the bad spot about here, being in this spot. Against this team, I do like it a lot, but there is some risk. I guess you could play from like way back here, but they could still pop up there. Another thing you can maybe do is play back from here. This is where your Ana is set up. You are kind of relying on the Rhine shield if Hanzo hits you, but no. It was just unlucky. You were going for a heal on your Junkrat while the other Junkrat came in and killed you. So not much to do there. You were thinking about jumping over the side. I think you could probably do that. You could probably do that with the Exo boots. I don't know if it's faster. I think this position makes more sense. So now I'd like to see you go to the left, but you're just gonna go out in the middle. What you're doing is you're just relying on other people to keep you from taking damage. I like that you used your ult quickly. Yeah, so what happened there was you're getting greedy. You know, you're getting greedy. You want to go up here and heal your Reinhardt, who's way pushed forward, and there's no need for that. Just let him come back to position, play from a safe spot. You know, you could play from over here. Like we've talked about a bunch of different spots you could play from. You know, if we go to the top, I think there's a bunch of different spots on point A. Point A is like really nice for defense. I could see you hanging out over here. Could see you hanging out like just playing the side angles over here. Of course, like if this Hanzo comes over or Junkrat comes over, they could kill you. But if you hug this wall, it's super hard, and they have to like make an effort. You could play over here, but you've died. Over on this way, you could play below, down here. It might make aiming your Biox a little tougher, or even, you know, I feel like not a great position, but not bad would be to play kind of this corner here. The Hanzo, it's a pretty easy shot here too, almost as easy as this, and you don't get the high ground advantage, but you're just kind of chilling here because you know it's easy and makes your shots easier. So just try and position yourself somewhere else. So there's some preventable deaths.
Someone's looking out for me.
Okay. So they're pushing in now. They use their Hanzo ult. You're just trying to get back to the fight. You have one ult right now with McCree. Looks like your Ana's trying to get away. Really nice field. Maybe a little closer would have been good, but it didn't really matter. Now you're dead. So that was a lost fight, and I guess counting, you know, how many people had died would be good. You know, watching the kill feed and being like, okay, there's only a couple people here. You know, one of them's a support. Not a ton of damage, and their whole team seems to be coming in. Just backing off on that fight and getting ready for the next one. So point A didn't go so swimmingly. I think just fixing your positioning really helped. So yeah, here you are again, kind of out in the open here, taking unnecessary poke damage. So you wouldn't have to use that if you're in a good spot. Now I really don't like being here in this spot. Basically, alright. So basically, if you're up here, you're basically just saying, hey, Hanzo, I can out-aim you, and I don't believe you'll kill me. So, this in my mind is not, this top part is not a good spot for you. And here you are trying to aim duel him, because, I mean, he's admittedly, Rebo here is a Hanzo main, for those of you who don't know. You know, he's not as good as you are. He's not gonna hit his shots, but you want to give him the opportunity.
Best offense is a good defense.
Regen burst activated.
I am your shield.
I would have just saved that regen burst. There's nothing immediately in the way, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, so you still think that's a good spot, seems like. Alright, you're going back up here. Now, this spot isn't terrible because you're have high ground. Why? No. Alright, why'd you jump down? You know, if we go back here, you're up here. Let's free look. You've got some people sneaking up on the side here. I think it's this. You know, you've got the Brig and the Junkrat on the Reaper. He's way out of position, of course, because that's what people do. But for you, you can heal and all this stuff. Maybe you don't feel like you have enough cover up here, which is true. You know, if you want to play up here, I'd play from like this corner here. Cut off any angles. Cut off angles as much as you can. Your Reinhardt's up here shielding one Hanzo. I mean, it's just complete chaos, right? I mean, it's complete chaos, but you got to focus on somebody. And you want to use your ult. That's what you're thinking about. Now, if you just want to use your ult and fire away at these guys, I wouldn't blame you. Wouldn't blame you one bit. There really isn't anybody on your team who's going to benefit from using it besides, like, I think Junkrat would benefit a lot if you guys are in the same spot, but getting to him right now is a pain. He's in a pretty good spot. You know, the Hanzo can't shoot him right now. He'd have to come out and look at him, but I feel like you jump down just to use your ult, but just keep in mind that you're probably the only one that's going to use your ult half the time. So, might as well stay in a good spot. Alright. Yeah, I don't hate it as much now that the Junkrat came down. But he's still not using it, right? Alright, so I would really like it if you were up here. You know, play up here. Play right here. What killed you? An Ana killed you from way downtown, right? The nade from Ana. That nade's going to be a lot harder to hit if you're right here. Or if you're right here. Back in this area.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine.
How about a little
Trying to duel a Brig. It's good healing. Saving your team right there. Your Reaper did some work. You're way too far forward. Like, you're ranged. You know, you can hit from far away. Now, I think you really are. You're making the shots easier on yourself by being closer. So there's some trade-off, I guess, to range. But you know, if you get good with them, you can hit from anywhere. I think that immortality shield was all right. Like Hanzo could have killed him there.
regen burst activated.
Alright, so you don't go up there, which actually is a good thing. You don't want to get grabbed. I know it was tempting to. But you gotta get off the point.
All better.
That was a really good immortality field. Eventually they just kill you because you're out in the open.
30 seconds.
Not over yet.
Sorry, my friend. I am your shield.
10 seconds remaining.
Get in here.
Overtime.
Regen up.
That felt like an unnecessary ammo field. Lamp.
Light them up.
There you go. Super duper nice window. That is an awesome window. Of course, it's the end of the game and everybody's kind of together, but still, like, that's like perfect window.
Score 0-1.
Alright, let's move up to attack. That always takes a while. Alright, perfect timing.
Defend objective A.
So you're not changing anything with your squad, and it looks like they've gone to a Sigma maybe, and the Ana switched to a Mercy, so they have some different healing. The Mercy could damage boost the Hanzo. That could be a little bit of a problem. The team's trying to push their way in. You see that they're being greedy. So let's talk about this for a second. I like the idea of saving your team because they're in kind of a bad spot and they're just taking a ton of poke damage. But no one was in like super immediate danger. I think what what's going on in your head is, wow, you know, there's just a lot of people in a really bad spot just taking a bunch of damage. Like, that's a good immortality field idea. But if you're gonna place it, you know, place it here, like on this corner. It might not get everybody, but at least it can't be shot down immediately. And hopefully your team notices it and can use it. So just place it on corners. I think you know that. Just an example there. And then you got this guy. You know, he's looking down on you. So they've got a Hanzo. Just being aware of where that Hanzo is at all times would be important. So we'll see how this goes. You can hear his arrows just whizzing by you. So your team's just sitting at the choke and you're just healing away. So, I mean, one thing to think about this whole time, you could be abusing high ground. I don't love it because they could just shoot you. But maybe if you were right here or over on this side. I think this side would be super safe if you were just up here shooting down. I also think that'd be a good spot for Ana too. Just shooting down, healing your team up. Problem is if that Hanzo peaks at all, you know, maybe you can play the corners and just set up right here and shoot your team. That tree's kind of annoyingly in the way, but you're exposing yourself again. Like, you know, we go back to the Rebo cam. There's just people that can shoot you and kill you right now from over this way. Right? And now you're the one out of position. So I need to go back to the mouse.
You're fully healed.
Fortunately, your tank shows up, but see, you almost die. Random poke damage. Get tons of heals from your team just grouping up. Baptiste is doing some work. And you tried for the lamp, I think? Maybe? No, you didn't have lamp up. You have to be like... You have to think really hard about when you're going to use a lamp because you don't get to use it for a long time. Still not sure it would matter too much. If someone could tell me how to turn off general chat, that would be great because it's stupid.
Cease your resistance.
going for that kill on that Hanzo. I do appreciate it. That's a good lamp, really good lamp. Seems like your Junkrat was out of the field of view there. And the Hanzo finally pulls one off and kills you. Just because you're not in a good spot, you know, you got to be over here, or you got to be in the room or
Someone's
something.
looking out for me.
I know it's just a crazy game, but there's so much you can do to protect yourself. Right there, like, why are you even trying to walk up in front of a Hanzo? Just go right side, you know he's still there. Again, throwing down the immortality field. Now, I think that actually saved your Junkrat, so that's... I won't knock you for that one. Obviously, Rebo is doing some serious work. He's getting a ton of heals in. But his team is just sitting in the choke and not really doing anything with it. They've got a shatter, they've got a grab, they've got a nano, they're about to have a window and a tire. So something's gotta happen. Well, the Junkrat dies. The nanoed Rhine goes off on his own. That was a really good lamp. Save your team. We'll see what this... Did the grab get eaten by the Sigma? Is that a thing? Wow. I didn't know that was a thing.
30 seconds remaining.
Learn something every day.
C'est tant qu'on me voit au monde qu'à veiller.
I'm not a Sigma player, so I didn't know that was a thing. You can eat grabs. Here you are again with Hanzo. You guys are getting on the point, which is good. That's a decent lamp. You want to put it inside though. And now, so think about if you had that lamp for the Junkrat ult, like, that would have been so nice. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right? But it would have been so nice to have that lamp. You could have saved your team and maybe taken this point.
Someone's looking out for me.
That could have been a game-winning lamp right there.
Tracer here.
Let's see what you do here. Starting to heal. Oh man. Junkrat comes in and murders you. Obviously a lamp would have been good there. Might as well at the end of the game just throw it out. You were probably in your own head at that point. Just from not having the lamp for the Junkrat ult, you didn't want to just spam it away. Was the end of the game one way or the other, so you know, it's hard to say. I'm nitpicking for sure here. I think the biggest thing for you though is positioning. I think you're rightly estimating that the enemy team is not going to do much damage to you and not hit you as often as they should, or as often as you would if you were in their position, because you have much better aim. But what that's doing is it's leading to bad positioning habits that you could easily break. Like if you spent more time just looking for cover, you could get your healing. You know, in this game they didn't punish you enough for it, and your healing output was solid. But if you get punished for it more and more, especially in harder games, like that positioning is not going to work. I think it's hard to say if your positioning and your lamp usage was different. Maybe that game could have been winnable, but it was a tough one overall. Your team was just sitting at the choke and taking a bunch of poke damage and didn't really have a plan and didn't take out that Hanzo. But all you can do is focus on yourself, right? In this case, I'd say just focus on your positioning, take high ground when you can, and be aware of the enemy DPS as they move about the map and take different angles on you. Overall, I think, you know, going to be a super solid Baptiste player, and much better than I am at him already, and hope this helps.